Behind Bitget is a group of early adopters who believe in a blockchain-based future. Since 2018, Bitget has built an exchange committed to helping users trade smarter by providing a secure one-stop crypto investment solution. With me is Managing Director Gracie Chen. Gracie, great to have you here.
Nice meeting you, Jane.
Let's just start with the company. Bitget, just give me an overall view of what the company is all about.
Sure. Just like you introduced, we started in 2018, and actually right after the founding team started the company, there was a big crypto winter. So it's pretty much like the last crypto winter that we are still experiencing right now. Is a bull market. Is a bull market. Sorry, right now it's a bear market.
Right.
So after starting the firm, and they've been trying projects by projects, market by market, we were pretty sure that we wanted to do crypto exchange, but there are different approaches, and it was hard because it's cold, it's a winter. So there is a point of time that they nearly gave up in 2019, but they actually thrived through one of our products, really made it through. And suddenly our trading volume grow from just multi-hundreds to multi-millions. And right now we serve more than 100 country customers of more than 20 million people. And we are, by the trading volume, we're actually world's top 5 crypto exchange.
Oh, wow, interesting. Yeah. Well, and sometimes those crypto winners are when it's best to build
and
develop. And then you're there when things start to happen.
Yeah.
So you're working on reforming finance.
Yes.
Explain that concept.
Mm-hmm. So yes, as a crypto exchange, and we of course we provide trading services to our users, but I guess we will need to narrow to zoom out a little bit to look at the industry as a whole, because blockchain, cryptocurrency, they are reforming the finance industry by facilitating cross-border transaction. And if you use blockchain technology, you can use this decentralized ledger concept to track things and to be very transparent. So these are some of the ways that is reforming the finance industry, that the industry and that our sector is doing. As a crypto exchange at Bitget, we really believe we want to provide our users with the best product, user-friendly, easy to access, and cover worldwide. Of course, compliance and regulation issues, we need to be fully compliant with each region. For example, there are certain regions that we don't really serve the users, such as the United States.
Okay.
Because it's a very, it's a relatively hard market to navigate. But basically, we want to provide cryptocurrency and blockchain technology to our users worldwide as much as possible when it's compliant and regulated.
Now, of course, it's been a volatile year for crypto exchanges, FTX, and then there was kind of a whole series of things after that.
Yeah.
How did you navigate all that? How do you stay above some of these collapses with these exchanges that we've seen?
Oh, we actually have been doing lots of management around risks very early already. Before FTX collapse, we established something called Bitget Protection Fund. It's a 300 million USD protection fund that we set aside the money, and they are all in open wallets where our users can check online to see that those are the real cryptocurrencies in that wallets. In those wallets, and it's only denominated in BTC, USDT, USDC, so the major cryptocurrencies, and it's to protect our users. So that's one thing in terms of protecting the users and navigating the potential risks around hacking, around unstable systems, etc. But another thing, I think what is very important about running an exchange is to make sure that you are be very aware of potential risks, such as investment risk. So if you know FTX incident, it's not just about FTX, it's a lot about Alameda Research, their trading firm that FTX founder SBF started. So when they were doing trading, it's highly leveraged. We don't do investments like that.
I see.
Which we think is it's just too dangerous and too leveraged and volatile.
Yeah. Now, LilaMax is a supporter of Bitget. I mean, how did that relationship come about? Do you think that helped you grow to be a big exchange, or did that come after you had already kind of achieved some success?
I think it's both ways. Because when I actually because I lead the marketing team, and I kind of nailed down that sponsorship and partnership with him and his team. So at the very beginning of last year, we realized that we want to do something around the World Cup because that's the theme of the year. And we look at different individuals and different teams, like we call it GOATs, greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And we narrowed down to LilaMax because he's such a good father, good leader, and good husband. So credibility, capability, these are some of the things that we looked into when we were choosing a partner. So at that time, we approached him and his team, and we started the conversation very early last year. And in the end, when we kind of when we were nearly closing the deal, they were doing lots of research and due diligence on us as well. So to go back to your question, we have to be able to achieve something, or we have to have achieved something, so that they take us seriously and they are interested in working with us. But also with his help or with his achievement in the World Cup. And by the way, I was in Qatar watching the final together with some of our partners. And I was really thrilled. I literally cried in the game in the stadium of Qatar. By the way, given I wasn't really a big football fan, but I was really impressed by how that game played out. And I guess just like me or you, when we were watching the football, the World Cup final, we kind of witnessed the ups and downs of playing this game, and how sometimes you're so near to the success and winning, but you were just facing hurdle and difficult times, and facing very strong competitors, right? So after the game, of course, he won the champion. Our partnership become more important and prominent, and he helped us grow the brand in a way. But I would say yes. So we need to have some achievement in order to persuade him to join the game. But also he definitely helped us to flourish the brand.
Yeah, well, that's a huge name to have as a partner. So what about young people and getting involved in blockchain and crypto? I mean, where do you see the future? Where do you see this industry going?
You mentioned your son is very interested in blockchain
16,
and crypto.
yeah.
16, yeah. So if you look at the young generation, the Gen Zs, or probably Gen Y, I'm actually a millennial, not Gen Z, but if you look at the so-called younger generation, we are born in this digital era. We grow up with phones, with smartphones and iPads. Not to say the younger generation now. I actually have a 4-year-old son. He started to, play with VR goggle already, although I think it's not really good for his eyesight. But we just kind of emerged in this kind of environment where social media is our major identity, and we spend a lot of time on all those apps. Well, financially, it's similar. So cryptocurrency, blockchain, the ideas around Web3 and decentralization, these are some of the concepts that the younger generation are immersed in. And they feel comfortable transferring, digital currency online rather than going to a bank and do everything offline and go through these intermediaries. So I would say, yes, for the younger generation, it's part of how they were born with, and a part of their personality or just the way that they were raised up and they were immersed in this environment. As a firm, that we want to also do more education and CSR, corporate social responsibility projects around that. We actually started something called Blockchain for Youth, another project called Blockchain for Women. blockchain for her. So these are two CSR initiatives that we have to be there, and we support. We actually place more than multi-millions USD around the educational initiatives around that. So we organize some hackathons, online courses, and offer them for free for those groups of people, so that we want to get them educated about the industry and the prospects of its development in the future.
Yeah, no, I think the technology could certainly change. It's got so many different applications. It's just, I think, having a little hard time getting off the ground, maybe because it is so complex.
It is complex.
It's a very complex industry, but I think there will be a day when metaverse, NFT, all those things kind of come together. And I know a lot of people agree with that. It's just taking a while.
Yeah,
how do you see that? Do you see that all coming together, and maybe at some point in the future this will all be more mainstream?
Yes, definitely. So if you look at right now, we're at Times Square. I think the Times Square, the big screen, once there were some NFT, like the punk placed there, and of course many other digital arts placed at various screens. So NFTs are becoming what we call it PFP, so personal like photo profile, this special sector in NFT. But this is NFT is something that is basically helping users to digitalize and tokenize the art pieces or music or media or pictures. But basically, lots of people use NFT PFPs as their photo profile on various social media, especially on Twitter. Right now, they are named after called X.
Yes.
But basically, on all the social media platforms, many people are using them as their identity. And then Metaverse, I'm a huge fan in Metaverse because actually I also started a VR company before and played with goggle a lot, like spent usually an hour a day in the Metaverse, in like the VR virtual environment, and have fun and talk to my friends virtually. So all of those things, although it may seem far, like, for example, the movie Ready Player One. Have you watched it?
Yeah, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it seems like a futuristic movie, right? But it's really start to happening already. And we are seeing more and more use cases in this space. And we do believe, like you said, Metaverse, NFT, all these concepts will come together in the near future.
Yeah. Gracie, thank you so much for coming and explaining Bitget and just the industry in general. So,
yeah, sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Jay.